Good morning from wherever you are watching this video all over the world, and happy Sabbath to our SDA brothers and sisters. Today, it is just a day to the Earthquake Day. It is a day to Amani National Congress National Delegates Conference that will be held tomorrow at the Bomas of Kenya. We have been treated this week to what I can call as an earthquake. And I tried to Google the meaning of an earthquake, and I realized that I needed to spare you from that earthquake by Musalia Mudavadi. So, what do you expect tomorrow from Musalia Mudavadi after we were told that there is the earthquake? So I want to give you behind the scenes scenarios of what you can expect tomorrow. But before I say that, I want to say that on this channel, I opined that the latest moves by Cleophas Malala to go and attend Ruto's rally, inviting also Ruto to attend the Mumias Complex political event on 31st December, when Burungu meeting was going on, and Musalia Mudavadi's intentionally skipping the Naivasha retreat too, that was supposed to name the flag bearer, are all consistent, and they were just signs that the marriage at One Kenya Alliance was actually coming to an end. And tomorrow, that will be confirmed. According to reliable sources, Musalia Mudavadi is planning to dump the One Kenya Alliance. I don't know whether that is the earthquake. Secondly, Musalia Mudavadi is also going to announce his presidential bid. But I think the earthquake is that he's going to form a new alliance known as Kenya Kwanza, or they might even change the name. But in that alliance, they are expecting to join, Musalia Mudavadi is expecting to join as Speaker JB Muturi, Martha Karua, and Moses Kuri is also rumored to be in that formation, but I really doubt. So amongst these three announcements, presidential, dumping UDA, announcing presidential bid, and forming a new formation or a new alliance, which one is going to be the earthquake? Now that depends on what you think is more powerful. But in this video, I wanted to analyze on the political implication of that new alliance in Raila Odinga and also to William Ruto. But before that, if you're new to this channel, kindly take a second and subscribe, and also like this video. Kindly give us your comment on that new alliance that Musalia Mudavadi wants to form. Now let's sit down. You sit down and get to understand what is going on here. Musalia Mudavadi is repeating the same mistakes he's been doing for the last 2 decades. In 2002, when Raila Odinga needed him to join the NAC Kenya, the Rainbow Coalition, Musalia Mudavadi showed his back, and because of just a vice president post, he went to Moi. Moi appointed him the vice president so that he could bring the Western Kenya votes to Kanu, and he became a deputy to Uhuru Kenyatta. They ultimately lost in the general election. That was a blunder. And that blunder even costed him the Sabatia constituency seat. Remember, by then, you had to vie for president and also defend your constituency seat. He also lost the constituency seat. Raila Odinga brought him back to the limelight in 2007 after the referendum, because during the referendum he teamed up with the Orange team and to oppose that referendum. So in 2007 again, they teamed up and successfully he became Raila Odinga's running mate and he was in government. Because during the 2008 handshake, there was also a handshake between Raila and President Kibaki. He was appointed as a deputy prime minister on the side of ODM and minister for local government. While Uhuru Kenyatta was deputy prime minister and minister for finance, the other side, and his assistant was Oburu, who is Raila Odinga's brother. In 2013, remember that in 2007 then he was in government. In 2013, he made another blunder. The blunder was Mudavadi wanted Raila, ODM party, to change a clause on nomination because there was a clause in ODM constitution that was saying that the party leader become automatically the flag bearer. So he wanted to face off Raila Odinga in, I think, delegates conference so that they could pick free and fair nomination to pick a presidential candidate. And because Raila said, no, I was going to vie, and Raila, the ODM party, vehemently refused to change that clause, he walked away from ODM party and went and joined a Central Kenya party known as the UDF. I think it was United Democratic Forum or something. So through the UDF, he got a shortest deal with President Uhuru Kenyatta's team for him to be fronted as the presidential candidate because Uhuru Kenyatta was facing the ICC cases. And just moments after signing that deal, Uhuru came up after some few days and, said the madimony, I was influenced by demons. And he was never given that ticket. So he was shortchanged and left with no option, went to the ballot with Jeremiah Kioi, I think, and got 456,000 votes in the whole country. At that moment, the only option was to team back with Raila, and I believe if it was back with Raila, even the other team have really had a run for their money. And they would have made a very formidable team moving forward. So he made that mistake. So now, let me skip 2017. Because in 2017, he was the father of the NASA coalition. And even though things didn't work out, but at least he went back. Now, in 2022, he's repeating back the mistake of 2013. Because I want to say this by asking two questions. Why do you think Mudavadi is walking out of OKA? And his one reason is, he only has two reasons. Because he wanted to vie for presidency. It is, according to him, it was a must for him to be in the presidential ballot. That is the same reason why he did not team up with Raila in 2013. Now in OKA, he's also leaving OKA because he wants to be in the presidential ballot. And I'm going to tell you why that is also a very important thing for Musalia Mudavadi. Two, like in OKA technical committee team actually came up with a proposal and said that in this formation, the most formidable candidate to have the ticket is Kalonzo, deputized by Mudavadi. And I think he had sensed the defeat earlier. Even in the earlier engagements, he had seen that, Kalonzo is ahead of him. Because the technical report that was being produced in this January, it was just, it had been there since August. Then second reason why he is also leaving OKA is because he has realized that his interest is not there. I think behind the scene, Mudavadi did not know that OKA was made by President Uhuru Kenyatta or the deep state to try to bring an alternative if in any case they were not going to support Raila Odinga. There was a team around President Uhuru Kenyatta that did not want Uhuru to support Raila Odinga, but they were looking for another candidate. So the making of OKA initially had the blessings of State House. But when Uhuru Kenyatta turned his back and now wanted Raila Odinga, Mudavadi realized that in One Kenya Alliance, the possibility of them joining with William Ruto, with Raila Odinga, was higher. And of course, if they will join with Raila Odinga, in that condition, he will not be a running mate. Actually, I want to say that Mudavadi doesn't have a personal problem with Raila Odinga. All these other things are political games. If it is about him going to swear himself in 2017, yes, that can be a political grudge, but I don't think it's that permanent enmity. Even the 2013, if he had an issue of 2013, he wouldn't have been part of NASA. But the only issue why Musalia Mudavadi do not want OKA to work with Raila is because he knows first, he is not going to be in the top two. In that formation, Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be the running mate because of the regional balance. And with that, he might be out of this political matrix up until even 2032. So that's why he's not interested, and that's why he's leaving OKA. Where do you think Mudavadi is a do or die for him to win the ballot? I want you to listen to Cleophas Malala. Cleophas Malala once said that what Mudavadi says I will do. Mudavadi is being pushed by Johnson Sakaja and Cleophas Malala and these other aspirants to be on the ballot so that they can get the political euphoria. You know, even for Amani National Congress, when your party have a presidential candidate, that party is deemed strong and is going to attract aspirants for these other posts. Actually, for Kakamega gubernatorial race, if Mudavadi is not going to be on the presidential ballot, then I'm telling you that Cleophas Malala do not even stand a chance of winning. Because most of these posts, senators, governors, and MP and MCAs, really ride on the popularity of the man at the top. And he knows very well that he's on the presidential ballot, his party is going to win seats in these other seats, and that can help him even to negotiate for post-election pact after August 9th. So that is why he's also interested to be in the ballot. But now let's go to who is behind the new formation? My perspective is that William Ruto is the person crafting this new formation. Now, for what? What will be the impact? Let me go to that. What is happening here? William Ruto first wanted to divide One Kenya Alliance because he realized that that team, it was either going to support Raila Odinga or it was going to front a very strong third force that will force a rerun. And that was going to complicate mathematics for him. So, the new formation, I understand that Mudavadi, Muturi, and Martha Karua is going to be part of it. What could be the wider plan? The first strategy that William Ruto is trying to devise here is to form this team. Then when Mudavadi, Martha Karua comes up with a big coalition, then so if OKA is going to join Raila Odinga, William Ruto can then come and entice this other team of this Kwanza coalition, of this Mudavadi's new formation, to join his team. What is the advantage if he joins? If he joins, then William Ruto is going to have an advantage of maybe picking Martha Karua or Mudavadi as a running mate, then should change Rigathi Gachagua, who is more junior. But that could be the strategy, because if they come on board, they will come with more votes. And then William Ruto can use that to convince these other juniors, because I want to believe Rigathi Gachagua is still a cheerleader. But this other formation can produce a running mate. And when they produce a running mate, they can get Martha Karua or they can get Musalia Mudavadi. Now, that is scenario one. Scenario two is that in the event that this happens, the One Kenya Alliance comes to an end, Kalonzo Musyoka maybe teams up with Raila. So this other formation is really supported fully to bring a powerful third force. In this is the script here. William Ruto already knows that his central Kenya base is not going to increase. The people who have been supporting William Ruto are still supporting him to date. The only person who is struggling to climb the mountain is Raila Odinga. Now, William Ruto's support in Central can only reduce. It cannot, the graph cannot go up. It can only reduce. To reduce that gap, then is to make sure that in that space, Kalonzo Mudavadi and Martha Karua teams up, and even Martha Karua becomes the presidential candidate. So that for the first time, Central Kenya, now the Central Kenya gets first and only presidential candidate. If they get that presidential candidate, then William Ruto's script might be that's going to reduce Raila Odinga's influence in Central Kenya, and is going to get those votes. And in that team, Raila Odinga's support might reduce. Then William Ruto keeps on his base, and to know with that political matrix, they can come back and win. Now, that is scenario one. Now, I think that one I've already explained how William Ruto might benefit. Now, what is the implication of this third force on Raila Odinga? There is only one scenario, and let's try to analyze on the scenario that Mudavadi is picked as the presidential candidate. When Mudavadi is picked as the presidential candidate, then I'm telling you the Western Kenya voters might be excited, and they will be part of that Luhya consciousness. The Luhya consciousness can eat on Raila Odinga's vote basket. And Raila Odinga's support in the area might swing because they have a presidential candidate. So the Western vote might really be affected. Two, let's take for scenario that Mudavadi and Muturi, because I also believe that Martha Karua is still weighing on going for national politics or going to face off Girishi and Anne Waiguru for Kirinyaga governor seat, which I believe is she can really win that one easier. So if Muturi and Mudavadi are on a ticket first, it's a good one. I can tell you, it's a good one because they are seen as people who are losers. You know, there is the psychology of voters. Voters, everyone wants to interact and vote on the side that he seems to be on a winning side. But Kalonzo, Mudavadi and Muturi are going to be seen as a fourth force. And actually, this formation is going to be a fourth alliance because the third alliance is One Kenya Alliance. So I want to believe that in the event that happens, then Raila Odinga is going to benefit because that is going to be seen first as a third force, and like they're not winning, so why do we even vote for them? Then Muturi element in the Meru, Meru going to produce then a vice president or even a presidential candidate. It is also going to affect both Raila and Ruto Meru vote. So that is also part of what I really think. But the strategy, if they form this formation, they must make sure that they are a winning formation. If they're not winning, then the ground is going to tilt. So guys, that's my analysis on this. And so thank you very much for supporting. Make sure you subscribe and get to a comment section. Tell us what you think about the earthquake and the politics of Musalia Mudavadi. See you in the next video.